Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my guide for Sunless Sea with the submarine DLC for trading. I'm not an expert at the game, but I'm just going to be showing you the trade route that I've been taking, and I think it's been working. So this video is mainly for people that have been playing the game for a while and just want to get directly into what trade route I take. So let me take you straight into that. So what I do is I pick up wine at Fall in London. I go all the way down to Port CARNELIAN, and I sell the wine over there. Then I pick up sapphire caskets, and then I take the sapphire caskets all the way to the CHELONATE, and I sell them there. That's where we make most of our money. That's the big money. And then from CHELONATE, I pick up ivory. I buy ivory from the CHELONATE, and I go all the way down to POLYTHREME, and I sell the ivory there. And then from there, I just go all the way back to Fall in London. So just to go over the main trades. So selling the wine and selling the ivory is not our main money making deals that we make. We just do those deals to cover costs for resources, so for fuel and for supplies. Our main money making is buying the sapphire caskets, taking them to the CHELONATE, and selling them there. That is going to be our main money making deal. So I'm going to be putting tags in the description so you can skip to the main trade deals that we do if you're not too concerned about the exact trade route you do. If you want to see the exact trade route, I'll put the whole video in, but you can skip it if you want to as well, so you don't have to go through everything. Alright, so I'm just going to be taking you through my resource management. Ignore the the name for my ship. I totally forgot I named it that. So we like keeping our resources at a stack of 80, and the rest of our resource amount will always be 40. So I don't know, I have this doomed hunter, but I'm not too sure what I use them for. But I usually keep my resources at 40, and then we sell in stacks of 80. This has been the perfect middle ground for me. When I run into something unexpected that happens, and I use a little bit more of my resources than I expected, then this has always just gotten me into the port with like the minimal amount for for not getting stranded. So I am playing on unforgiving mode, so I've been very lucky with my resource management since I died the first time of the game. But okay, so let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna go straight to the trades, and I'll do my whole route, and you can skip to what you need to or watch what you'd like. So let's get going. Okay, so just one quick thing I want to show you before we reach our first destination is jellyfish. So jellyfish, if we kill them, they give us a specific option that gives us something that we'll need for along the trip. I'm just gonna kill the jellyfish, jellyfish, and then I'll show you what it does. What's happening over here now? They were underwater. Okay, let's wait for the next shot. Okay, there we go. So if we look at the remains of the jellyfish, we have an option that says let it disperse, and we click that. So it gives us some fragments, which is nice. You can see we leveled up, so it's not a huge amount, but it's nice. And then we gain 1 Z story. So I'm going to show you why this is important, and then we'll discuss it at the end of the trip. Alright, so let's carry on going towards Port CARNELIAN. Alright, so we've made it to Port CARNELIAN. I'm just going to take you through the routine that I take. So we're going to get the port report. That's the first thing that I normally do, and we've done that already. And once we got the port report, we're going to make our sales. So let's just go over the amount. So in London, I bought the wine caskets for 21, and here they sell for 23. So we're going to just sell all of that. If you'd like, you can do the math on that and figure out how much you're making. I believe I did do it. If I look at the sheet that I bring up over here, so for the wine, we're making a profit close to 200, might be a little bit less, but that's enough to cover for some of the resource costs, which is nice. So once we've done that, we're just gonna buy a stack of casket sapphires. So if you have a look over here, we're buying them for 86 and we're gonna sell them for 99. So that's quite a good profit. We're gonna buy a stack of 80 on that, and then we're just gonna fill up our resources. Let's put 5 in over them, and then we get 10 fuel. And then we're ready for the next destination, which is going to be the Isle of Cats. Cool, so we made it to the Isle of Cats. We're going to pick up that port report. And so I used to do the ship Red Honey, but the guards at London have been getting so suspicious that they're catching me almost every single time, so it's just non-profitable at all. You actually lose a lot of money. So what I'll do is this is an integral part for me in the trip, which I'll show you. It doesn't have a huge impact, but once you've done a series of quests here at the Isle of Cats, you'll unlock a key, and you need to make sure that you have something awaits, which is this little lamp or just light in the corner here of your logbook. And once it says that, you'll be able to select this option. And we take a walk in the rose garden. Hopefully we'll get the memories that we want. Okay, we didn't get the memories, but you can either get let's have a look. So we got Tale of Terrier. We can use that as well, but it's not as beneficial as the memories. So let's just get out of that. If we go to my hold, you have an option to get 10 memory of distant shores in that role as well. Well, I don't know if the exact number is 10, but it's you get a nice amount. And so from what I remember, it's 10. So then you're going to use this at another stop that we'll take, but I'll show you exactly what that is later. So next stop is going to be Melting Isles, and let's go. Okay, so we actually just left the Isle of Cats, and we ran into the Pirate Poet's Corvette. I didn't want this to be much of a battle-orientated video, but I'm going to show you how I fight these ships. As you can see, I didn't repair before we left, which is quite a bad thing, but I'm going to show you how I fight them so that they don't give too much damage to you. If we kill these ships, sometimes they can give us 500 echoes. It ranges from 100 to 500 echoes. So you can run into these ships almost 3 times in one trip, which you can almost net close to from 500 to 1,500 echoes in one trip. And if you add that on with your trade costs, your trade profit, you're earning a good amount in one haul. So let's just go into the fight so I can show you how to mitigate as much damage as possible. Okay, so we're going to click on the ship, just make sure we have selected, and then we press H to get their attention, but they're already locked onto us. Okay, let's fight. So I try and stick as close as I can to them. So they're doing this, and they do this weird rotating thing. They don't fire at you as much. And then I try and come to a halt, slow down a little bit so I can try and get close to them again. The ship's a bit long, so it's hard to turn in a situation like this. So if you look at the gears at the top left, you can see how I'm changing them during the fight. So I'll stop and go a little bit forward, just to try and close in the distance. You can see I only took one shot there, which did 5 damage, which was nothing. And if you stand still and you're a bit further away, they'll shoot you a lot more often. So once we've taken down the Pirate Poet's Corvette, you select the first option, you continue, and you say have an officer rescue her. If we click go, okay, we didn't get a lot here, but this can usually be range from 100 to 500. Sometimes I've been extremely lucky, and you just get a lot of money. And then you gain a fuel and supply, so it makes the combat not too detrimental if you don't get a lot of cash. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. I usually get them here outside the Isle of Cats, Sometimes I get them at Fathomking's Hold, and generally I'm not too sure how accurate I am with this, but around Demeaux Island, sometimes I think in between Boney Reefs and Demeaux and Abbey, somewhere around here I usually run into another one. But you just have to keep an eye out. You'll see it looks like the beginner pirate ships, but it's a lot faster and has 180 health. And you'll see it has Corvette in the name. You know you have the right ship. But yeah, let's just carry on towards the Melting Isles. And just to quickly interject, I forgot one last location for the Corvettes to show up, which would be at Godfall. So usually right in between the Antonine Abyss and Godfall, another Corvette usually shows. So they can usually be 1, 2, 3, 4 sometimes. But don't quote me too much on the one up above here by Demeaux Island. Godfall, Fathomkings, and as well as Isle of Cats. They usually pop up very often there for me. So yeah, just keep an eye out, and then you'll get the hang of it. You'll see. Alright, so we've made it to the Mangrove College. Let's just check it out. So once we're at the Mangrove College, we've got to make sure that we have something awaits again. And once you do, we're going to select, get the report. And you see we got one supply out of that. I know I clicked very fast, but we got at least one supply out of that report. So it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes you get that happens. Then I usually select gather supplies. So then you gather supplies on the beach, and this has random amounts that it gives you as well. Sometimes I picked up 2, sometimes I picked up 5 supplies. It's just a very nice option for restocking your supply without actually paying for anything. And I never pick up the passenger because it disrupts the route that I take, that I'm showing you now. So we're leaving that, and then I'm going to show you what I was referring to earlier at the Isle of Cats. So if you have a look over here, if you have, let's have a look, it's unlocked with 7 memory of distance shores. So if you have 7 memory of distant shores and a bit of fragments, you can unlock a secret. So going back to from the Isle of Cats, if you go through that scenario where you get 10 memory of distant shores and you don't have a lot of fragments to get your next secret, you can just use those memories over here to gain a secret. I found it's quite helpful because I'll be stacking up on lots of memories, and then I don't know what to spend them on. You can sell 1 memory at the forgot what their name is now, but it's one of the university NPCs that you can turn into memory, and they give you 10 echoes. But I'd much rather save them up and use them in different scenarios, and especially here. If you're stacking it a lot, I've sat with 20, 30 before, and I never knew of this option, and then I was like, wow, I just turned in a whole bunch of memories and fragments, and yeah, I was leveling up. And with each secret you can raise your stats. So yeah, I found that pretty useful. So that's something just to keep in mind and once you stop off at the Isle of Cats. But the next destination we're going to make now is, or we're going to go to, is Fathomking's Hold. Let's get it going. Okay, so we've made it to the Fathomking's Hold, and going to make sure that we get that port report. I don't know if I did it at the previous destination, but yeah, always keep in mind to do the port reports. And so having a look here, we're going to make sure that we have Z story to unlock this scenario with the Fathomking. So if you're watching the video from the beginning throughout, you'll see that I mentioned attacking a jellyfish. They gave us a Z story, and then we use that Z story to unlock this scenario. So then we descend to the Fathom Keep's throne, and then there will be an option to ask a boon of the king. And as always, you've got to make sure that you have something awaits and the Z story. And once we have all of that together, we click on that, and he's given me 5 supplies. So usually he can give me 5 fuel or he can give me 5 supplies. If he's giving me 5 supplies, I'm very happy with that, because supplies cost more than fuel, and I'm more than willing to pay for, more than willing to take the supplies. We do get a bit of terror on top of that, but I never ever have a problem with my terror during my runs. And next up is going to be CHELONATE. Okay, so we've made it. Let's get straight to that report. Always report. And then shops, and we're going to sell off the caskets. So you can see over here, it's 99. Bought them for 86, and we're selling them for 99. So let's just hold shift, so we can sell everything in stacks of 10. And we got it. And you can see we stacked up to a nice amount of money over there. But we go through the final report of cash once we get back to London. So once we've got over that over there, we're going to buy the ivory. And we're going to sell the ivory at POLYTHREME. So I haven't done the exact math of what the profit is on this, but we'll go through it once we reach POLYTHREME. So got the ivory, and we're going to leave the CHELONATE, and we're going to drop off right in the front. So I usually do it right at the corner of this bubble here, of the bubble of light. If you go a little bit further, then you can't sink anymore, which is quite of a irritation, and you have to like turn around so you can sink under the water again. Okay, so we're gonna rush into here because there's very creepy things under the ocean, and I haven't done a lot of underwater exploring yet, so I want to get docked as soon as possible. So now we come to the Gant, and we're gonna stock up here, and you can see the supplies here are priced so nicely. 18 for supplies, 12 for fuel. We don't even have to buy any supplies because we were lucky to get lots of supplies at the Melting Isles and at the Fathomking's hold. So we're just gonna stack up on some fuel, make sure that we have that full over there, and then we can exit over here. And then we're going to just try and get out of the water as soon as we can. Okay, just a quick little interjection. I found another Corvette. We're just going to roll the chance on cash again. And let's have a look here. 500 is exactly what I was hoping to get in this video. I was really hoping I'll get that. Okay, so that's fantastic. So in total, just from doing the Corvettes, we've already got 600. And let's have a look at where we're going. I was actually totally off course. In my head, I was at POLYTHREME trying to go to Godfall, but I went from Nuncio up to Garrick's Scalpel for some reason. No idea why. But we ran into a Corvette there, so I think that's a pretty lucky find. And we're just going to continue our way to POLYTHREME now. So a little bit off course, but that was a cool discovery. Alright, we are here, and now we're going to get the report. And got 5 terror. This doesn't always happen, but it's happened to me. And I rolled something earlier, they gave me another 5 terror, so I'm stacking up pretty high on terror right now. But I'm not too worried about that. I can usually get that down quite easily. So continue, and we're going to go straight to trading. And we sell the ivory. So you see over here, we sell it for 30. We picked them up for 26 each, and now we're selling them for 30 each. So that's a profit of 4 on each ivory. And you can see we're sitting at 27,000 right now, which is a nice amount. I mean, one whole trip of trading isn't a lot, but I mean, if you get into the groove of doing it often, then it turns out to be a really nice profit, especially if you find those Corvette ships. So what are we going to do? Then once we've done that, we're just going to pick up the Clayman. It takes 6 units of cargo, which is nothing to us, and then we sell them at London for 120 echoes. Okay, so we got that, got the port report, and let's just get out of here, and then we're going to start making our way to London, but we'll do a few waypoints before that. Right, we got another Corvette interjection. Let's have a look, roll on chance, And 500 again! We're so lucky. I didn't expect to get this much in this run, so I'm very happy to get that. Okay, so that's 1,000 already, just farming the Corvettes on our way to our destination. So if we just zoom out on our map over here, this is where I was describing earlier at the beginning of the video between Demeaux and Bonny Reef. So in this area, generally you can find them. I never usually go looking too much because I usually run into 3 Corvettes before I even get to this place. So I guess you could go a little bit up over here and search for it if you really want to, but I haven't had too much luck finding them there. But this time I did, and I'm very happy about that. I'm not going to cut the video here because we're so close to the island. We'll just go ahead and stop at Demeaux. I don't know if I'm pronouncing half of these words correctly, but I don't care too much. Let's stop off over here. Okay, so we've got to make sure that we have something awaits you in the port. Make sure you don't spend them at the other ports. Just for the fact that I like this option over here. Let's get that report first. And then we go to T with the factor. So if you have something await and use it over here, you lose 2 terror, and you gain a supply, which is nice. And then we're going to head off towards Low Barnet and then London. Alright, so I'm going to try and skip this fog because my terrors are pretty high already, so I'm going to do a little detour here. The fuel's running a bit low, but I have confidence we'll make it. Alright, so we made it to Low Barnet, and I'm just going to show you how I land here and the reason for stopping over here. Okay, so we just do it at the top right, just right before the light bubble, top right hand corner of it. If you go a little bit too further, then you're not able to land. I'm sure you can push it a little bit more, but I usually find that's the sweet spot. Okay, so we're going to stomp off over here. Once we dock, we just mainly come here for the report. You know, you can just do that and leave if you want, and that's pretty much it. But if you have a look over here, you can go to shops and you can trade your stories for fuel. And I've got 62 Tales of Terror at the moment. So I mean, if I spend a little bit on of my tales, it's not a big loss for me. I don't see the harm in it. So maybe there is a reason to use Tale of Terror for something else more important, but I feel, I mean, I have 60, I'm gonna sell them. I don't care too much at this point. At the end of the whole trip, you get 13 fuel in total, because we stop at 13 ports, or we get 13 reports. So if we have a look over here, we're just gonna try and stack up to 8 fuel. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to stack up to 8 fuel, and then if we get 13 reports, that will max out our fuel. We just do 1 more for good luck. And we don't want to sell memories, we want to keep memories. Memories are important to get secrets. Alright, let's raise up here, and then we'll see you in London very shortly. Okay, so we've made it to London, and you can really see the cops are after me, and this is why I don't do illegal trading anymore, because they're just out for my blood all the time. Okay. So this is the end of the trading for the journey. So we're gonna go to drop off the Clayman, get 120 echoes, go to the shops, make sure we don't have anything in our inventory to sell. I know we don't, but usually I'm just doing that to show you that you should always check your inventory and make sure anything you can sell has been sold. Alright, so I'm just back again because I realized I didn't put in the report. So we're going to put in the reports quickly, and then we're going to work out the total. So if we go to the Admiral, go to some reports. I'm going to have a look here. So we're going to count this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, and we missed the Gant. If we got the Gant port report, then it would have been 13. So then we can have a look here. We're really stacked up on our fuel for the next trip, and actually bought my supplies beforehand, which is stupid. You always do your reports, and then you buy the resources that you need. So I'll just sell 10 over here and make sure that we're back down to 40. Okay, so we're just gonna factor in that that mistake with the supplies, and I'm not gonna add or subtract anymore. We'll just leave it the total at that, because I believe the main profit that we got out of this will just account for that mistake on my end and the other mistakes. So if we look at the total, if I look at my calculator here, so we started off with a total of 25,336, and then we purchased the wine and we started our trading, and then our total returning from the trip is 27,672. So if we minus our starting total with our new total, it comes to a difference of 2,336. So we made a profit of echoes on 2,336. I find that it's a really good haul. Usually we get lower amounts if we don't run into Corvettes, and the Corvettes don't give us lots, so we can go anywhere from 1,000 and above, maybe 1,300, 1,500. Sometimes we don't earn as much. So I mean, on a very successful trip, I will count this for a very successful trip. You can earn almost 2,000, so I'm very happy with that. So the three main things we have to keep into mind when doing the trading route is, the first one is the 3 main trading trips. We hit the 3 main ports with the 3 merchandise, and then the next would be to stop at the ports. The 2 main ports is the Fathomking's Hold and the Melting Isles. They give us extra supplies, which helps us reduce some of the travel costs. And then the third one would be Corvettes, which is extremely important. So destroying Corvettes, keeping an eye out for them, and destroying them can get you lots of cash, as you saw in this video. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. If you watched everything, thank you so much. If you feel that there's anything in the video you didn't like or you thought I could do better, just comment that, and I can make a new one if you guys like, and I can even make a video of how I got all the components and how I got the ships and everything to do this trading. There was a lot of hard work that went into being able to buy the ship and to be able to buy the engine. If you look at the engine, it's the best engine you can get. And yeah, if you'd like, I can make a video of that. Thank you again for watching. I do make music on this channel if you want to check the rest of my videos out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, and cheers.